The newest fad diet is here, carnivore diet. You've probably heard carnivore diet. Should you try it? Is it going to work for you? Is it bad? Is it good? How about your health? Is it actually going to, give you the weight loss and, the strong, ripped body that you want? All of that and more we're going to cover in this video. But before we go there, click the subscribe button below, because on this channel, you're going to learn how to build a strong, ripped, high energy, high performance physique while being a successful entrepreneur. So if that's what you want, click the subscribe button, because in this channel, 7-figure body is exactly what you're going to learn how to do. What's up, guys? This is Coach Amir from 7figurebody.com, and in today's video, we're going to talk about a topic that is very, I'm excited to talk about. I really am, because it's one of the most popular fads that's, come around in the last year or maybe two. But essentially, you've probably heard about it, carnivore diet. So what is a carnivore diet? Is it going to help me lose weight? Am I going to actually be healthier or less healthy? Is it good or bad, in general? So I'm sure all of you have probably heard about what it is, right? So essentially, what is carnivore diet? You're basically just eating meats all day long, every day. You're not supposed to eat any vegetables, no fruit, nothing other than essentially meats. And of course, some proponents of it say you're supposed to eat, let's say when you take an animal, nose to tail, you're supposed to eat all the parts of the animal, not just the actual, pieces of meat that we normally eat, steaks and such. But normally, that actually doesn't happen. While somebody has a good idea of, okay, you should probably have, liver too, because it's basically like a multivitamin, most people will not eat that. So in reality, that's not going to happen. In reality, what people are going to eat when they do this is basically like, just regular meat that they would eat, but just way more of it. Now, of course, in this video, we're going to cover why that is not a good idea. And actually, the funny thing, the other day we posted a short video, YouTube Shorts, which is less than a minute long, titled "Why You Should Not Do Carnivore Diet." And of course, given that this is a probably the most popular fad these days, there's a lot of people who, it's just like a person who's never done any exercise. They go and do 2 CrossFit workouts, and then, they tattoo here, CrossFit is life, we're here after 2 workouts, because now that has become their identity. Now they're a CrossFitter. Same thing is true with all the, fad diet groups and zealots. And essentially when somebody, reads like 5 minutes about carnivore diet, then they're like, okay, this is it. Now, carnivore is the greatest thing ever. So, of course, a lot of proponents of it, a lot of confused people. So when you talk against sacred cows, some of the comments were pretty damn hilarious. Okay, so that's why actually I decided to do this video, to kind of give it a little more in-depth explanation of what it is, why you should or should not do it. So guys, before we go there, one thing I want to share with you is how, maybe you don't know this, how most of these fad diets actually come about. A lot of people think that, there's a bunch of scientists who spend their lives, and billions of dollars of, government funded or whatever, money that came from somewhere for this weight loss research. And these actual researchers are doing that. And then they figured out carnivore is the best diet, or keto is the best diet, or veganism is, or fasting or whatever for weight loss, right? Because we know that that's, one of the biggest health problems in the world is people being overweight, that then leads to all of the issues that we have, cardiovascular diseases and all the other problems that come from being overweight. Unfortunately, this is not the case. There has never, or nor will they ever be the case where, a bunch of scientists who are devoted, they devoted their lives to actually figuring out how to lose weight, and they come up with a new diet and it's called carnivore, keto, whatever. That's never going to happen. How it actually works is the following. So let's imagine, a hypothetical person named John or Julie, whatever, man or woman, and they are allergic to a certain vegetable, not all vegetables, a vegetable. So for example, let's say they eat, I don't know, spinach or broccoli or eggplant, right? And they notice that one vegetable, one and one only, actually when they eat it, their stomach starts to go like, oh, I don't really feel good. Maybe they have some skin rash, or like, maybe they have like actual allergic reaction to that. Or maybe they have some kind of autoimmune response to that specific vegetable. Now, of course, let's say that person goes to the doctor and the doctor says, hey, John, so you're kind of like allergic or very sensitive to eggplants. Guess what? Guess what the solution is? And John's like, Doc, what is it? What is it? He's like, don't eat eggplants. Oh, Oh my God, I know. And John, you know, smart as he is, or Julie, they are like, okay, so I'm allergic or sensitive to this. I'm not going to eat it. Got it. Okay. And that's the end? No, that's actually the beginning, because some marketer or copywriter, people who actually make money selling this, you know, BS stuff, they actually hear about this. They're like, that is the newest fad. We're going to come up with the newest thing. So therefore, because one person somewhere was allergic to one vegetable, not any fruit, not all other vegetables, just one vegetable, they turned this into a diet where all of a sudden vegetables are all bad for you, fruit all bad for you. And this is actually now a diet that is supposed to be a mass diet, meaning millions of people around the world who are not allergic to anything. They can totally eat all the vegetables and all the fruit, and God knows that literally nobody eats enough vegetables and fruit. By all means, literally nobody. Therefore, you know, everybody should eat more of it. Well, no, they figured out that, remember, in order for something to sell, it has to be new and different, right? You can't say, I'm going to do things that have been always done. We're just going to do it better. No, for the masses, what sells is new and different. So you have to come up with the stupidest thing ever. And of course, you know, not eating any vegetables or fruit is one of them. This is how carnivore diet came to be. Just like keto diet, I'm talking about, you know, I talked about it in another video on my review of keto. It did not come about by, you know, a bunch of researchers coming up with a great weight loss diet. It was actually a way of eating designed to help epileptic patients have fewer, you know, lower frequency of epileptic seizures. And as a result, marketers and copywriters took that and created this, you know, huge fad that was going on for like 10 plus years. And now as people started to, a lot of people did it, lost 20 pounds, gained 30 back, lost 30, gained 50 back, and now they're fatter than they've ever been. And they're like, okay, this stupid fad that doesn't work, at least long term. Therefore, we got to get a new one. Carnivore was born. So guys, this is basically how it was born. It basically tells you everything you need to know about whether you should do something like this. Now, unless you are actually allergic or extremely sensitive to a certain vegetable, in which case don't eat that vegetable. Or let's say I've never heard this, but I'm, you know, like in my, you know, 1,200 clients, all of my friends, family, I've never heard anybody be actually allergic or sensitive to a fruit, but that certainly can be the case. There are people, you know, allergic or sensitive to whatever, right? So if you are actually allergic or sensitive to a certain fruit, don't eat that fruit. That does not mean you should not eat any fruit. It's the stupidest thing ever. Same thing with vegetables. And of course, if somebody has autoimmune disease and say, hey, you know, broccoli and vegetables from that family of veggies actually is not good for me, okay, don't eat those, but go for the other ones that don't cause those problems. Well, just eliminating all fruits and vegetables altogether is literally the stupidest thing ever. And one thing I'll leave you with, 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago, I was in pharmacy school, and one of my first mentors was a physiology professor. And one day he was talking about, like, he was pissed off that he saw on some, you know, like a commercial or something for some stupid diet, and it was just like nonsensical, not, you know, like it literally made no sense in any shape or form. It's not scientific, it's not logical, it's nothing basically. So he was saying, this is 20 years ago, probably like 2002, 3, something like that. So he said, students, remember, one day, as we all know, the vegetables are amazing for you. They are one of the best food groups you can ever have. And if anything, everybody in this world needs to eat more of them. Nobody eats enough. But remember, given that marketing, and you know, he didn't know what copywriting is, but he said, remember that the world of marketing knows no limits whatsoever, nor does human stupidity. It also has no limits, right? You know, Einstein said, you know, two things are infinite, you know, human stupidity and universe, but for the second one, I'm not sure. Definitely, right? So he said, this is again, probably 20 years ago, he said, remember, one day someone will come up with a diet saying that vegetables are bad for you and you should not have any vegetables. And literally all of us, you know, 150, whatever students, we're all like, like, you can't be, like, that's literally hilarious. Welcome to 2022, where you have a diet that literally says every person in the world who is overweight or whatever, all you gotta do is just cut out your vegetables and fruit. Your vegetables and fruit are what made you overweight. That's the reason, right? Now, of course, you know, this is more sad than funny, but whichever it is, right? So This is basically, what you should know about carnivore diet. Is it healthy for you? No, it's not. It's going to leave you deficient. It's an absolutely horrible, stupid, idiotic fad. That's all it is. So if you do that, remember, you're probably going to, one good thing from it is, remember, an average American eats 70 to 80% of his food comes from carbs, usually processed carbs. When you start a carnivore diet, you cut out all the carbs. So therefore, that's a good thing, meaning you're probably going to eat more protein by eating more meat and probably eat basically no carbs. You're going to eat less carbs than you used to. You might actually end up in a calorie deficit. You may actually end up losing weight. This happens with most fad diets. Even the stupidest of them probably can get you to lose weight short term. What happens long term though? Are you going to be eating meats and eggs and fish for the rest of your life and nothing else? Yeah, probably not. So guess what happens when you stop that and go back to eating half normally? You're going to blow up and regain all the weight and then some. Very likely. Is there going to be an exception? 1 out of 100 million people who tries this is going to actually keep the weight off? Sure. But are you going to be that 1 out of 100 million? Probably not. So basically, should you start this stupid fad diet, just like all the other fad diets, there's really nothing special about this one. It's just probably dumber than most others because at least, keto allows for vegetables, right? So it says, hey, you can have less than 50 grams of carbs, but these 50 grams of carbs should really come from mostly vegetables. Some, keto zealots called nutritional ketosis, whatever. So that's great. Like compared to carnivore, it's much, much, much less bad to actually have 50 grams of carbs coming from vegetables because you're at least eating vegetables. Of course, both of these options will eliminate fruit, just one of the dumbest things ever because fruit is extremely satiating, very low in calories. Yes, it has a little bit of sugar, but it's mainly water, very satiating. And actually watermelon is one of the food items that's been used for decades in weight loss research to help subjects lose weight. Literally, more watermelon you eat, more weight you will lose because it's a ton of water, very low calories, makes you satiated, you eat less of the other foods, you end up in a calorie deficit, you lose weight. Anyways, guys, that's my rant on carnivore diet. Of course, I'm expecting a lot of awesome comments by the carnivore zealots, but guys, this video is really not for carnivore zealots, those who just know that carnivore is the best. There's no, you can't fix stupid. You can't really help them. But what you can do is talk to the people who are thinking about starting a carnivore diet. That's this, who this video is for. So if you thought about it, you saw it, you're like, I don't really know. I heard from somebody. I'm not really sure. Is it good for me? Is it bad for me? So, whether I should do it or not, this is who this video is for. It's for you if you are that person. So by all means, remember, it's absolutely not healthy to just eat that because you're not going to have any minerals and vitamins. Vegetables are extremely healthy, satiating, fruit even more so. So it's just a matter of if you're actually allergic or sensitive to one vegetable or one fruit, then don't eat that one. But by all means, do not got all the other ones following a stupid diet. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click the subscribe button below. And one thing, if you like this video, you're going to love the free video that I have for you that shows A to Z how to get an awesome ripped body and lose anywhere from 15 to 50 pounds without starvation, cardio, or get enough carbs. If you click on the description below this video, you put the email and name, and we're going to send you that video right away. You're also going to get an absolutely free digital version of my book that sells. This book sells for $25 on Amazon right now. You can go check it out. If you put my name in Amazon, this book will come up. I'll give you an absolutely free copy of this book, digital version, in the email when you click on that link. And I'll also going to give you the video of A to Z process of how I transformed myself and 1,200 clients in the last 14 years and how you can do the same. Guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching it. See you next time. Cheers.